Well, welcome everyone. Exciting times. Season is right around the corner. We're looking forward to getting started. Our players have been working really hard in preparation for this upcoming season, and I've been really proud of the progress we've been making. So looking forward to us getting started, and it should be, like I said, a fun-filled year. A very exciting season. Transitioning to a new conference, of course, is an opportunity to showcase, who we are and what we're capable of doing at that level, and we're looking forward to that opportunity. We have a saying at our university, in our program, you have to earn everything, and we want to earn everything that we get going into this new conference, and our guys are excited about that, and they understand the task at hand as we move forward.
Coach, you've got Darius Johnson, C.J. Walker, guys who have been with you for a few years, but a lot of new faces. So what are you starting to learn about this group? I know you went to Italy a few weeks ago. What are you learning about this team as you get ready for Big 12 play?
Well, great question. And the biggest thing I'm learning is that, we have really good chemistry and continuity. To have 10 new guys, that's difficult to get this early. These guys really get along well with one another. They really share the ball. They seem like they're almost playing for each other out there, and that's always a good sign. Anytime you're trying to build a new team and you have a big roster change, you want to make sure everyone's on the same page. And our guys seem to, this early in the season, seem to be really understanding the importance of that.
What was your thought process in the non-conference scheduling?
Our thought process, this will be the first time in school history, I think, that we're not leaving the state in our non-conference schedule. But going to the Big 12, and the conference games that we'll have on a nightly basis, we wanted to make sure we reflected that in the preseason from the standpoint. We have some really good games early on. We have some games throughout conference play, a preseason that'll be very good for us. But we have a mixture of games. As you know, right now in college athletics, there are no bad teams. Everybody's good. Everybody's capable of beating everyone. So I think the teams that we chose to play this preseason all are capable of beating us if we don't come out and play well. And that's what you want to have. You want to have great competition. And, of course, we have some staples in there. We're playing Miami again. Of course, this year we're playing Ole Miss again this year as well. So we have some games that we've played, home and home series with as well. But every team that we will face will be challenging, and we're going to have to bring our A game if we expect to be successful.
Coach,
Sure.
Coach, you just said there are no bad teams in college basketball. So how would you characterize the Big 12 teams top to bottom then? If there's no bad teams in college basketball, the Big 12's the best in the country.
No, absolutely. How would I characterize the Big 12? I mean, the number speaks for themselves. The last 8 out of 10 seasons, it's been ranked the #1 basketball conference in the country. You look at the last, 3 out of 4 national championships, there's been a Big 12 team either winning it or playing for it. So it's been a phenomenal conference. I've been fortunate. I've come from conferences like that, so I know what to expect. I expect there'll be no nights off. Every single team that you play is going to be a team that's capable of beating you. There are no easy games, and that's great. I mean, if you want to compete, what would you rather do? Would you rather be in that type of environment or an environment where our guys can take nights off and maybe not be as sharp? If we do that in the Big 12, that's a recipe for disaster. So we're excited. Our guys are understanding that. They're understanding the magnitude of each time we step foot on this floor to represent our university, and we expect to do that to the highest level.
The 10 new guys then, I mean, how big of an attraction was that, knowing that they're coming in and competing in the Big 12?
It was definitely a huge attraction. Anytime you move into a Power 5 conference, let alone the Big 12 in basketball, guys were very excited about that opportunity. Like me, I brought a lot of guys in that really like to compete. They're excited about this opportunity. They understand that, playing in a league like this, what this does for our university, what this can do for them. So I think it's been a positive effect for them and for me.
How important was it to have players who come in who played in some of these major conference games, like CJ, or played in these major conference programs? CJ playing for Oregon or Omar playing for Illinois and Florida. How valuable is that experience to kind of add to this group as they make this step up?
Those guys have been great for our team, along with Ibrahima, who played at Ohio State at one point. Those guys have been great because they've played against that level of competition. And so whenever we're practicing right now or when we went to Italy, those guys were able to kind of, speak on the fact that, hey, for us to be better, we're going to have to do certain things every night. And I thought that maturity was great in the locker room. Their leadership was really good because of what they faced in the different conferences they've been in. So absolutely, that's been beneficial for our team.
How do all of those new faces change your approach offensively?
Well, it definitely changes what we do. You know, we have different players. You know, the thing about the makeup of this year's team that's different from, I think, teams in the past for us is that there's not a lot of overlap in positions. So guys kind of know, like, I can be a star in my role. I know exactly what that is. I know what that role is. It's something I'm used to doing, and they can be successful at it. Where you don't have 2, 3, 4 guys that maybe are all three-point shooters. You don't have 3, 4, 5 guys that are all defensive players. We have a really good mixture of players in our program right now, and I think that's why the chemistry's been good thus far, because they actually play off of each other, you know, really well, because they all have their own space.
Where do you want to see, what are your expectations for Darius Johnson going into his 3rd year here?
Well, I expect Darius to make a jump this year. I expect Darius to continue to grow. He's grown this summer. He's definitely gotten better. Of course, he's maturing like all of our players. He's a junior PG this year, and our guys really are leaning on him. They understand the importance of the role and what he has to do to continue to help our team, you know, excel. And I'm really happy with the work he's put in so far. He's continuing to get better, and we expect him to be one of our leaders and one of the catalysts of our team.
Coach, you mentioned the excitement of the team moving to the Big 12. The university's been excited. The community's been excited. With the teams coming in here, how important is the environment going to be here for the players to feed off of to, you know, try to accomplish what you want to get done?
Hugely important. I mean, we need everyone. You guys have heard me say this in years past, and this year, no more important than this year. Going into a new conference, you know, we want to be Orlando's hometown team. The only way we can do that is to get everyone out and rally behind what we're doing. I think if you do that, you know, we'll make our community proud. I don't think there's been a game that we've played during my time here that when this arena wasn't filled or nearly filled to capacity, that we didn't perform at a high level. And I don't think that will change. I think we just feed off this energy. Our arena is so nice, and when it's crowded in that arena like it has been on occasion, I mean, I've been in a lot of places and played in a lot of great arenas. I don't think any are any better when we have a great turnout here at UCF in addition Financial Arena. And so, yes, absolutely. If we can get our hometown crowd to come support our hometown team, I think, you know, we'll make you proud.
Coach, you talked at the beginning of your statement just about the saying that you have of wanting everyone to earn everything. Like, you have to earn it this year. How does that play into the identity that you hope this team carries with it this year?
Well, we want to have a blue-collar mentality. You know, that's what we've tried to build this program off of, which means we come with our hard hats every day to come to work, and we come to earn everything that we get. We don't expect anything to be given. We understand we're going to a new conference, so there's a lot of unknowns with that. But the one thing we do know that always, you know, shines through is the fact that if you go out there and you play as hard as you can play, you're going to earn what you get. And so we've approached it that way, and we'll continue to approach it that way this season.
Coach, what's with the move to the Big 12, like, does this year just feel so much different than it has in the past, or are you heading into the season with the saying this is as usual mentality?
Well, definitely it's not the same, of course, heading to a new conference and to the Big 12. But our mindset, you know, our goals all stay the same. That never changes for us. You know, we have a championship vision, and we'll always continue to have a championship vision. You know, I've never gone any kind of competition thinking I'm gonna lose, thinking that we're not going to be successful. Me as a head coach or me as a player, that's been my belief throughout my life, and I won't go into this situation, you know, feeling like we're going to be defeated as well. You know, I think we're going to go in there. We know we have a big challenge ahead of us, but we're going in there, you know, confident that we can compete at the same level that those other teams are competing at.
How has the program benefited since Taylor Hendricks' draft?
I think our program had a great benefit, you know, from Taylor. Taylor coming here, you know, doing 1 year here with us, being a lottery pick, number 9th pick in the draft. I mean, what that's done for our university and what that's done for our basketball program has been huge. You're looking at a situation where every young man that has an interest in UCF understands that that's capable of happening for them now. Not because I say it, but because it was done. You know, it's one thing we're saying that's capable, but it's another thing to actually have someone that was in the locker room to accomplish it. So it just gives us immediate credibility now when we go out, of course, going to the Big 12 with that moniker, having a player like Taylor Hendricks, get drafted in the lottery, all of those things just gives us momentum in what we're trying to accomplish and what we're trying to build into our program.
Johnny, you guys went to Italy. Obviously, you talked about chemistry and how important that is. What was that trip like for you guys and that idea of building chemistry and getting these guys maybe to go to a different country and experience that for themselves for the first time and doing it together as a group?
It was very important because, first of all, only 3 of my players, I have 17 players on the team, and only 3 of them have ever been out of the country. So for all of our players to get out and culturally and have that experience was great. I think they came back so appreciative and so grateful for that experience. While we were over there, of course, playing against that international competition, you're playing against men. So we were able to play against guys that had a lot more experience than our players. So I think we learned a lot from that, sharing that experience with them. And for all of our new players, not all of them went with us because some of them didn't come after we got back. But for the ones that did go with us, it was great because we got a chance to get a feel for who they are under fire in competition. And we got a chance to see which combinations, which players work well together. So there were some things we were able to kind of find because of that experience over there. So I thought it was valuable. I'm glad we were fortunate that we were able to go, and I think we'll benefit from it.
You only had C.J. Walker for a couple of games last year. What was the impact of not having him, and what do you expect from him this season?
Well, we miss C.J. Not having C.J., of course, I hate to look back, but it hurt. Not having an experienced player on the front line that's capable of helping you. And so him healthy now, he's playing well. He's been working hard all summer and rehabbing, getting himself prepared. He's having a really good fall right now as well. And so I'm excited to see him out there and really for him to be just get back out there and do what he loves to do in front of his fans and support us, to get out there in front of UCF and like I said, just continue to work hard for us all.
Obviously, the next few weeks are going to be about finalizing a lineup and a rotation. What are some battles that are standing out to you? What do you kind of want to see from the guys here before you get to opening night?
Well, we're still competing. Inter-squad scrimmages. We have 2 more closed-door scrimmages as well. So for us, it's just more to make sure that some of the new guys that just came after we got back from Italy, incorporating those guys because they haven't had a real good shot at working with us because they weren't here this summer. But, a lot of them can really help us in what they can do on the court. So just trying to find out how to incorporate them, what's the best roles for these guys to play in to give us the best chance to be successful. So a lot of good battles. It's very competitive every practice, which is good across the board. And I think that's the only way you can be successful. I think iron sharpens iron. Just like one man sharpens another. So I think our guys are sharpening each other by how hard they're competing every day.
What kind of player is Tyler Hendricks? What will we see from him?
Tyler's he had a real good summer for us. He got a little banged up, so he's missed the last couple weeks of practice. But he'll be back, I think, this Thursday. So tomorrow will be at his first practice back. But he's practicing really well, playing hard. He's a good shooter of the basketball from behind the arc. He gets to the basket, makes the right basketball play, defends and rebounds at a high level. And so those are things that you want to see on the floor. He defends at a high level, he rebounds at a high level, and he's capable of making open shots. So just looking forward to him getting back tomorrow, get his legs back under him because he's missed, like I said, around 10 days to 2 weeks now. But excited to have him back and continue to watch his growth.
Who have been maybe your top performers that did well in Italy that have carried things over into practice?
Well, Tyler was one of those players.
Okay.
He got hurt right when practice started, so that's been a little bit of a setback for him. But he'll be fine. He'll be back tomorrow. I thought Darius played well for us over there, ran the point for us. He made guys better. Knocked down shots. I think he shot maybe 40%, maybe 40% from 3 over there. Did well for us. I think, a few other guys. Jalen Sellers played real well for us over there. Really good shooter. Career 40+% three-point shooter in college. So he gives us, a guy that can knock down shots. He did well. Shamari Allen did well for us, just as a leader running our team as far as, a veteran who really understands, how to get the most out of our guys from a standpoint of leadership. I thought he was really good for us over there. And then Omar Payne. I thought he did a great job for us on the interior. Really did a good job of defending the basket for us as well as finishing around the basket offensively. He was good for us. And like we said before, C.J. Walker. I thought C.J. having him back, you just see a huge difference. The first game over there, he was, you could tell he had been missing all of that time, and it showed in the first game. But then the next 2, 3, 4 games, he really started to emerge. You could see his game start to get back, round back in shape. And so he played well for us as well.
Since we last spoke to you, you joined the Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame. What was that honor like for you?
I'm grateful. I'm just really grateful for that honor. You work hard in your sport, whether you're playing or coaching. The thing you want is you try to leave your legacy at whatever you do. And I've been very fortunate to leave my legacy at a few places. And, I'm very proud of that. But I also understand that doesn't happen by yourself. And whether you're coaching or playing, it happens because of the people around you. I've had great teammates. I've had great coaching staffs around me. And so I just feel really good and grateful that I was honored in that way. It's something that, I'll cherish and, take with me for the rest of my life.
Coach, you only get one first impression, new conference. How important is this first year in your mind to really set a good example, for the rest of the country, saying, hey, UCF's in the Big 12 now, we're here. How important is this first year to really, say, put yourselves on the map?
No, it's hugely important. We want to establish ourselves as a competitive team in the Big 12, and that's something that, we talk about as a team, we talk about as a staff, because we want to put our best foot forward. You want to enter a new conference, you want to enter it with everyone in the conference understanding that when they play UCF, this is what we're going to expect. When we play them, we expect it to be a tough, hard-fought game every time that UCF, whether they're home or away, that's how they're going to approach the game. And that's all you can ask for from your players, is that you go out there and provide that type of energy, that type of toughness, that type of competitiveness, where no matter where you go, no matter what coach comes in here or we go on the road, they understand that when UCF is coming, that you better be ready to play for 40 minutes.
You just talked about a couple of those transfer guards, Jalen Sellers, Shamari Allen. Can you kind of describe their skill set and what they bring?
Well, Jalen Sellers, terrific shooter. Really hard-nosed player, really good defender, very active. But the thing he does best, he knocks down shots. Like I said, knocked down a career 40% three-point shooter. And that's exciting. The way we play, as you know, you always like to see guys that can knock down shots. And then, with Shamari's kind of a glue guy, like a jack of all trades. He averaged 17, of course, at UMKC. But he's more than just a guy that scores the basketball. He facilitates, he makes a lot of plays, and he's a really, really good defensive player, on ball and off the ball. He's very active defensively. I think he's an all-defensive player at UMKC as well. So he's a guy that will bring not only the ability to help us offensively as far as maneuver the basketball, but defensively, he sets a really good tone with his energy and his effort.
What can you tell us about the freshman members of the team?
The freshmen, I've enjoyed, as always, enjoyed coaching the freshmen, because they have so much to learn in our system. In this new age with transfer portal, you have so many, older players coming in programs. So you see some young guys like our guys, the first practice, they're wide-eyed, they're wondering what's going on. And the veterans really did a good job of taking them under the wing. But I'll mention Comey first, which is he's from the States, was from North Carolina. Played at Brewster's last year. What a terrific competitor. I love his competitive spirit. Doesn't take plays off. Defensively he gets after you. Offensively he's active, making whatever plays capable of making, whether it's an open shot, whether it's driving and slashing to the basket. This kid's going to be a really good basketball player as he continues to develop in our program. I just see it for him. He has a lot of talent. Niels, a young man from Germany, point guard, about 6'3", 6'4" point guard, real heady player, played for one of the professional level teams overseas, so those kids come with a lot of experience of playing professionally. They say good head on his shoulders, timely, hits timely shots, hits timely big shots, threes. He gets to the basket, he's easy to play with, he facilitates, he finds guys. He really spreads the ball around to his teammates really, really well. I think he's going to be terrific as he continues to improve and continue to grow in our system as well. And then there's Mentos. Mentos, from Lithuania. What a player. He's a shooter, scorer. I don't think he's met a shot he hadn't liked. When he gets off the bus, he's shooting the basketball. And so I really, really have enjoyed coaching him, teaching him some of the things that we do over here in the States. But the one thing I don't have to teach him is shoot the basketball, When he's open, he's going to shoot it, and probably when he's not open, he's going to shoot it. He's a very aggressive player offensively, but a player, again, he's still learning and growing. He didn't get with us until around, after, right when we started school. So he wasn't with us over in Italy. So he's playing a little catch up right now physically because he didn't train with us all summer. But I like his skill set. I love his feel for the game. He loves the game.
What are you hoping to see from Omar Payne? I take it that's probably a player you've known for a long time. I think I remember you recruited him out of high school. I know he's been to a few different schools since then, but this is a big year for him to kind of realize his potential. What are you hoping to see from Omar?
One, I'm hoping to see some leadership from him, which he's bringing. He's been terrific for us. He's a very mature player. Then I'm looking for a player that, protects our paint. At that position, especially the caliber teams we're playing, we need someone that can protect our paint on the back line, and he's doing that for us right now. He's working hard at that. And then a capable scorer around the basket. When he does have opportunities to score, I want to see a guy that can finish around the basket. And everything I'm mentioning about him, he's doing. He's having a good preseason for us, and I can see him continue to even get better as he can continue to learn our system.
Coach, Ibrahim Diallo, 7 foot tall. How do you expect this size to change the game?
7 feet, 250. Again, very similar to Omar. Those two guys are similar in regards to rim protection. I mean, he's a good shot blocker. He averaged probably over 2 shot blocks a game, or right around almost 2 shot blocks a game. Very active around the rim. With his size, I think he takes up a lot of space in the paint, which is good. I think his physicality is good against some of the bigger, stronger teams. And again, another guy that can finish around the basket. He does a good job of that. He defends and he rebounds well. So both him and Omar, I think, for those two bigs in our program at this time, it's really good because I think they provide us strength at the 5 spot, and we're going to need depth at that position.
How different of a coach are you today, considering the differences in college basketball today? You mentioned the transfer portal. Every school's dealing, it seems like, with roster turnover compared to when you started coaching and players stuck around a little longer. How have you had to adapt? How much have you adapted? How are you different?
Well, it's definitely different. I mean, from when I started coaching, you're talking 25, 26 years ago, to now, it's night and day. But the thing that stays the same are the young people that we coach. They still are the same. And for me, it's just trying to maximize who they are, try to get the most out of them, try to have them understand that, we're all in this together. I want to see them maximize everything they can do on this court and off this court, to be quite frank. My mission is twofold. It's to see them be successful and our program to be successful, but I want to see them be successful when they leave here too. And so we're teaching life skills, and that's not going to change. And our guys have still embraced that, the players we coach. And so the biggest change for me is I played professionally for almost a decade. So it almost reminds me of a little bit of playing like professional NBA or the G League, where, now your roster's turning over so much. Like in the last few years, my roster's turned over so much, and it's due just the nature of where we are now. I mean, the previous 14 years of me being a head coach, or 13 years as a head coach, I think I may have had 3 guys leave my program that were underclassmen in that period of time that were underclassmen. Now, we've had grad transfers leave, but a freshman, sophomore, junior, that never happened. And that's because of relationships and the things that you build in that foundation in recruiting all the way through the process, and kids stayed longer. Now, that's just different. It's a different game. It kind of reminds me of professional sports, where you may keep your nucleus of guys, and then guys are making other decisions to go other places all over the country. So you have to just adjust. I mean, it's nothing. It's just a new way of doing it. I don't think you can, look down on it or anything. In my perspective, you have to lean into it because that's the way it is, and make the most out of it for your program and for your student athletes.
Johnny, along those lines, how do you balance getting those young guys, those freshman opportunities to continue to grow and become better players, but also you're as you mentioned, you got a lot of older guys, and the college basketball's changed. A lot of teams are grabbing those older, experienced guys to have success. How do you kind of maybe balance that a little bit to make sure the younger guys still get their opportunities as well?
Well, strategically, you try to grab young players. For us, we try to find young players that we feel fit into our vision as they mature in our program. And so we felt we did that. With Niels, Mentos, and Comey, we thought all 3 of those players can help as they continue to mature as players. Now, while that's going on, they're competing for opportunities and spots now. I mean, and as I said earlier, I think I started this off, you earn everything. So they have to earn what they get. they earn the opportunity to be out there, they will be out there. I mean, who am I? I was a freshman that started. And so Taylor Hendrick was the freshman who started. So if you earn it, you're going to play. I mean, it's never a situation. We're going to play the best guys. And so they're competing for those opportunities now. And we will continue to develop them through the process. And I love them all. And hopefully, you know, as they continue to grow, they'll continue to contribute more and more for our program.
That's one for Coach.
For this team to be successful this year, what needs to happen?
This team to be successful, we need to be a real together team. We need to play for each other, and we need to play as hard as we can for 40 minutes.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. I got it.